All right, we'll go ahead and get started here. It is 12:01. Welcome everyone to the third INFB FACS, which stands for Fueling Ag Collaboration today. We have, again, some special guests with us here to talk about quite a few different pieces here about our awards, competitions, and grants that we have available to many of our Indiana Farm Bureau members. So what I would like to do first is start off by introducing myself. My name is Brandon Rice. I am the Leadership Development Coordinator here at Indiana Farm Bureau. Within my role, I get to work with the Young Farmers and Ag Professionals program with a lot of their awards and competitions and events, as well as do a lot of different leadership development programming across the state. So I'm excited to be with you here today. And what I'm going to do is have our three guests also introduced. So Lindy, if we start with you, then we'll move to Justin and down to Katie.
Good afternoon. My name is Lindy Coker, and I serve as the Indiana Farm Bureau Education Coordinator and have the pleasure of working with many of our volunteers in the Ag in the Classroom program. It's great to be here. Thank you, Brandon, for the invitation. Justin?
Yeah, Justin Dom, Regional Manager, work with 5 different county farm bureaus in the northwest part of the state.
And I am Katie Wilson. I am the District 5 a Young Farmer and Ag Professional State Committee rep with my husband, Tyler. And I am also the subcommittee chair for the awards and competitions. Excited to be on this call.
Well, we really appreciate you being here with us, Katie, and we definitely understand the hustle and bustle of life. So thank you for joining us this morning or afternoon. So we'll go ahead and get started here. So we're gonna kick things off with Justin, and Justin is going to talk a little bit about our different county activity of excellence, as well as some of the new community grant that has been started. So Justin, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, thanks, Brandon. So the first thing I want to talk about is the County Activities of Excellence Award, or for short, the CAE. So what this program is at its roots is just a way to recognize outstanding County Farm Bureau programs. And so kind of walking through this, there's 5 different categories that you can apply for. And those categories reflect what Farm Bureau's strategic plan is. And so before I kind of dive into that a little bit, I want to walk through the foundation fundamentals. And so the foundation fundamentals, this is kind of a nice competitive but fun way throughout the year to gain points for your County Farm Bureau in order to be eligible to win one of those 5 categories. So the foundation fundamentals, there is a total of 280 points that you can get throughout the year, and you need a minimum of 150. So, you know, in college, they say that C's get degrees, but in Farm Bureau, I guess we're only doing like 53% in order to win an award. So there's 4 different categories you can get points in. They're engaging in opportunities. So it could be something like participating at the annual convention, going to delegate session, having a young farmer go to the Ag Professional and Young Farmer Conference, etc. County Farm Bureau practices is another category. So that could be having a professional annual meeting, doing your budget, things of that nature. Another category is effective committees. So as long as you're reporting back to the County Farm Bureau board and working with your insurance with like the joint operating committee meetings, things of that nature can get you some points. And then last is a focus on membership. So if you are doing things to promote membership and recruiting in your county, that could get you some points as well. So if you're posting on your social media or doing membership drives, maybe a county fair booth, something to that effect. Now I want to quick touch on the 5 different categories that I mentioned, because this is kind of the bigger deal that you're going to be applying for to win one of these categories. So the categories are to create and promote a positive image of agriculture or tell our story. So that's kind of a big Farm Bureau thing. Some examples could be like a farm to fork dinner. So, you know, you might be working with your local elected officials, maybe have a guest speaker, something like that. And that's kind of like a way of telling your story. You can communicate with the local elected officials. Another category is to create a positive member experience. So this could be collaborating with like Purdue Extension, maybe FFA, Soil and Water, on a different program or activity. just to kind of bring all of agriculture under one umbrella and work on something together. Grow membership in a consistent, sustainable way is another category. So as I mentioned in the foundation fundamentals, it could be, promoting membership at your county fair at a booth. It could be doing a membership drive, something to that effect. Another category is to create successful or continue successful advocacy efforts at all levels. So it could be working with your local elected officials, your state representatives, even up to national representatives, to work on a specific issue, or maybe invite them to your farm and discuss an issue, or just educate them on different agricultural practices, something to that effect. And then the last category is to improve awareness of Indiana Farm Bureau's valuable resource. So this could be Ag Day events. It could be county fair outreach, Ag in the classroom, which Lindy, I'm sure, is going to be talking about, different things like that. So you can see all the County Farm Bureau activities and programs you're doing throughout the year can fall under a lot of these different categories. So one thing I wanted to point out is that you can strategically choose which category to apply for, so that you can try to win, because you can apply for all 5 categories throughout the year, and you're eligible to win one. So I've talked a lot about the foundation fundamentals, the different categories, but you're probably thinking, okay, Justin, I don't really care that much about all of this stuff. Just tell me what I win, okay? And so, Brandon, if you want to go to the next slide, the benefit of winning, as you'll see here in a second, is this kind of entertainment. I mean, look at this. You get a quality meal with the Indiana Farm Bureau president and officers, so long as they're available on the night that they choose. And you get that kind of entertainment. So what beats that? On top of the dinner with the president and officers, your county can also win $2,000 that you can apply toward another program or activity. So if you're kind of piecing all this together, if you win a category, you can actually use that $2,000 to go toward another program or activity the next year and apply for a different category and win something different the next year, and keep getting that kind of entertainment. Maybe Sigler will throw on another hat or costume when he comes to visit. On top of all of that, I know that's super exciting, but another reason to apply is the top 3 per category will be eligible to send 2 people to the state convention with some expenses paid. So even if you don't, maybe you're not as super confident in your program or activity, you don't think, well, maybe I'm not going to win with this, but you might you might be one of the only 3 people to apply. Maybe you're in the top 3, and you can still send people to the state convention with some expenses paid. So just another exciting opportunity. Maybe you can send some new people to the convention, or just take some of the load off of your County Farm Bureau. So I want to quick show where to find this online. So if we go to the next slide here, on the Farm Bureau website, you'll have to create an account or log in if you already have one, and then go to the volunteers page. If we go to the next slide, you can see the exact link here to a PDF for the state version of the County Activities of Excellence. This is similar to the national County Activities of Excellence. So if you're really proud of your program and want to take it up to the national level, the form that you fill out for the state level is very similar to the national level. So it's just kind of a copy and paste. So if you wanted to win an award at the state level and the national level, we're not asking you to fill out like, a million different things. So just an exciting opportunity. Now, kind of leading into another way to win these, if you want to go to the next slide, Brandon, I can talk about this community grant. And so if your county might be wanting to try something new, but not sure about spending the money on it, and just kind of want to give it a test run, you can apply for a community grant. And what this is to help further education and networking within the diverse segments of agriculture. So the key there is working on the education and networking. The unique thing about this grant that I want to touch on is that it's got quarterly deadlines. And so if you're thinking about different programs or events that you want to try throughout the year, but you missed the deadline for a different grant that we might be talking about in a little bit later, you still have the opportunity to apply throughout the year and get awarded up to $1,500. And if you don't need that much money, that's worth putting on the application because that's taken into consideration. So some examples that I want to get into real quick before I pass it off to Lindy is just to give you an idea of what this might you can apply for. So I'm going to use the farm to fork dinner again because it's an easy example. But if you do a farm to fork dinner with local elected officials, again, if you do like a guest speaker, there's your education piece. And then if you're inviting, thought leaders or local elected officials, that's your networking piece. You can do how-to meetings. So if there's a need in your county to be educated on a topic, maybe there's, with how diverse agriculture is, that's part of this grant. Maybe there's something new coming into your county. So, some examples that are on the grant that you'll see are like industrial hemp, or maybe organic crops are being a big push in your county, cover crops, different forms of livestock, maybe even gardening. So lots of different ways that you can use this community grant. And again, I want to keep tying it back to the CAE. This could help you win an award and get that awesome meal with the officers and then some cash. So that's the community grant. I will pass it off to Lindy, who's eventually also, before I forget, will show where to find the grants online also. So I'll pass it off to Lindy.
Thank you, Justin. The first thing that I will cover is grants to promote agricultural literacy, and in on that is clearly defined as a person who can understand and communicate the source and value of agriculture as it affects our quality of life. And so a couple of different programs that really focus on that definition of agricultural literacy is one from Indiana Farm Bureau is called the Ag Education and Promotion Development Grant. This grant allows for county farm bureaus, educators, volunteers to be able to apply basically with two avenues. The first avenue would be programs and activities, or if you wanted to attend some sort of an event, or maybe you have a class, professional development that will enhance the promotion of agriculture and education. So next slide, please. The target audience of this grant are county farm bureaus, Indiana Farm Bureau members, and educators. So a couple of different target programs is going to be classroom activities, which are going to be like school gardens. I've also seen some award winners with incubator systems. We also have members who have also applied for attendance to go to educational conferences to be able to offset that cost. These are mini grants. So there are two $250 grants awarded per cycle. These have 2 cycles and key dates, April 15th and October 15th. So those are our deadlines during the year. The application is fairly simple. There are 3 parts to it. If you are applying for part A, which is a program, then that would be your focus. If you are applying to go to an event, then you would want to fill out part B. Part C is required for all of the applications. Next slide will show us how to obtain and to be able to get to this application. So step 1 is to go to our Indiana Farm Bureau website. Step 2, you're going to hover over our programs. Then you're going to click on agriculture in the classroom. Next slide, please. That will take us to the next page, which is the Indiana Agriculture in the Classroom homepage. And then you're going to click on, to the right-hand side is scholarships and grants. And as you get to there, you're going to then click on, next slide, please. Then you're going to click on step 5, which is the Ag Education Promotion Development Grant. Once you click on that red button, it will take you to a separate website, and that is called a reviewer platform. You would have to then log into the reviewer platform and be able to then take you through the application piece. The next agriculture literacy grant and program that we hear a lot about from Indiana Farm Bureau is called White Reinhardt grants. These were ideal to initiate new ag literacy programs or expand existing programs. And these are brought to you by American Farm Bureau Foundation for Agriculture. These are available. Our target audience, next slide please, is going to be county farm bureaus, state farm bureaus, and keep in mind, any types of organizations or individual schools can always work with their local farm bureaus to apply for these grants. These are available throughout the country. The targeted programs are educational programs for grades K through 12 in order to increase the agricultural literacy. Next slide. These are grants of $1,000. They are 2 cycles, key dates, April 15th and October 15th. So again, that's a repetitive piece. So hopefully those are some dates that will be pounded that we'll know those key due dates for grants. Applications are pretty simple, key questions and a budget outline. There are also some basic qualifications that you want to make sure that you meet. How to find these is pretty simple. So you go to agfoundation.org and you hover over projects. Then you click on White Reinhardt grants. That will take you to the page. Next slide, please. White Reinhardt homepage, and there it's going to click on application deadlines. Once you, the guidelines, excuse me, that will then take you to the application process, and that application will be located at the bottom of this page. The last piece of my presentation today is covering the White Reinhardt scholarships. This is, again, brought to you by American Farm Bureau Foundation for Agriculture. This program was designed for educators or volunteers to attend the National Agriculture in the Classroom Organization Conference, which is held every year. The White Reinhardt scholarships, the targeted audience, next slide, are educators working in K through 12 or active volunteers who are continuing the agriculture literacy efforts. So how do you find these? Again, very simple to how we found the grants. We're going to go to the agfoundation.org website. We're going to hover over projects. Now we're going to click on the White Reinhardt scholarships. That will then take you to that main page, which will give you the application guidelines. And the application is always located at the bottom of the page. The key date for this application is that they are due on October 15th. And at this time, I'm going to send it over to Katie.
Thank you, Lindy. Hello again, everyone. So I'm going to talk about the Young Farmers and Ag Professionals Awards. So we have individual awards and county awards. The individual awards are the Achievement Award and Excellence in Agriculture Award. And then for county awards, we have the Outstanding County YF&AP program. So the Achievement Award. The target audience is young farmers and ag professionals ages 18 to 35. They should not have reached their birthday by January 21st of 2022 to be able to qualify. The ideal candidate is an individual or couple involved in production agriculture with a majority of his or her net income subject to normal production risks. So we want the majority of their income coming from agriculture. Go ahead, next slide, Brandon. So the application is broken down into these components. We have farm operation growth, financial progress of the operation, Farm Bureau leadership, and then other leadership. And I know what some people are thinking, I have to share my financial records. Yes, however, they are kept private. The judges see them, and the judges are out of state or have no connection to Farm Bureau. So That will ease your applicants' minds. Their financial information will not be shared with other Farm Bureau members. And then you're thinking again, what can I win? Well, you get 250 hours or a year lease of an M Series tractor, courtesy of Kubota Tractor Corporation. You get $6,000 cash prize from Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. The two runner-ups receive $1,000, and the winner receives an all expenses paid trip to AFBF annual convention, of course, pending COVID, which hopefully will be out the window by next year. Go ahead and go to the next one, Brandon. Thank you. Now, the Excellence in Ag Award. Again, our target audience is the young farmers and ag professionals ages 18 to 35. The ideal candidate is an individual or couple who do not have the majority of their income subject to normal production risks. So one could be a teacher and one could be in ag sales, but they have a family farm that they do production agriculture on, or different niche markets that they're working on. Go ahead, Brandon. So the application components are as follows. You have ag involvement, your goals, personal and professional, Farm Bureau experience, other leadership experience, and then your overall application. Now, again, for these, this is what they get for awards and earnings. They get a John Deere Gator, a Gator, courtesy of Farm Credit Services, $3,000 cash prize from Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, and the two runner-ups receive $1,000. The winner then gets an all expenses paid trip to AFBF annual convention, again, pending COVID. And I want to highlight that both of these awards are due May 1st, which is Saturday. So the deadline is quickly approaching. So with those, if anyone has anyone in any district that they think would be a great candidate for these awards, please reach out to your district reps as soon as possible, or your regional managers, so that we can help them with this as quickly as possible, because we want to see a great number apply. Go ahead, Brandon. Now, for the young farmers and ag professionals outstanding county, which is due in September, so September 30th is when this application is due. Our target audience is the county YF&AP program, who have been active and are doing a great job promoting agriculture and Indiana Farm Bureau within their counties and district. The application is really simple. It just highlights the county activities and local programs. It goes into the Feeding America /philanthropy. So dollars donated, volunteer hours, and then pounds of food donated. So there's different categories there to earn points. And then YF&AP participation. So conferences, state convention, awards, competitions like the discussion meet coming up in August. Just trying to highlight the different activities that your YF&AP program is doing, which I know has been a little bit difficult with all the COVID restrictions. But again, cross your fingers, all that's letting up. So what they get for their prizes is they get funds to the county YF&AP program to improve or create a new YF&AP program or event. So the top county overall gets $1,000, and the two runners up get $500. And there are other categories that are awarded, and that's Most Improved County Awakening Award, which is for a county that has not filled out the application for a few years. And then there's the Feeding America Awards for the dollars donated, volunteer hours, and the pounds of food donated. How do you access it? Just like everyone before me, go to indianafarmbureau.org or infb.org, hover over our programs, and click on the Young Farmers and Ag Professionals. From there, you will then click on Awards and Competitions. And you will see the desired awards and resources. The applications are super easy to follow, and you can start it and you can always come back to it. And those that have filled it out in previous years, it should be saved, so they just can go in and edit. So again, if they applied last year, super easy. They can go in, edit it, and turn it in.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that. Katie and Justin and Lindy, there's a lot of valuable information here as for our members. So it's always great to see all of this available for them. And I want to open the floor if there are any questions, because we have gone through a lot in a very short period of time. So I'll keep the chat open or open that up. But in the meantime, while you're doing here and we're ending and concluding our program, what I would really like for you to do is, or I'd like to put in a couple little plugs first. And while I'm doing this, if you would pull out your cell phones and share or click on this QR code here, or go into our Slido event app to fill out the survey for this program, I would really appreciate it. Coming up here, our next INFB event is going to be on, INFB Facts event is going to be on May 22nd or May 26th at noon. I apologize. I'm getting tongue-tied right now. I apologize. So on May 26th at noon, we will actually have the American Dairy Association Indiana coming and joining us this afternoon, and that afternoon, and we're going to really talk about the relationship with how Indiana Farm Bureau members can work with the American Dairy Association to work together and support one another, but also have a couple fun facts and some things around the Indianapolis 500 that will be happening that weekend, or is supposed to happen that weekend. So really excited to have them joining us and talking about that relationship there. So if you can, again, I think that's a great opportunity to join us as well. We'd love to see you again there. So with that, it doesn't look like I have any chats or any questions in the chat. So I appreciate all of you joining us this afternoon, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.